Magandang araw mga kapid. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Pedro de la Cruz, originally from Dasol, Philippines. Nanilbihan at nagretiro po ako ng hukbong dagat ng Amerika.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Salamat po. You're welcome. Mahirap ang manatili na lang sa bahay na walang ginagawa, kaya naisip kong kayo rin ang aking pagsilbihan ngayon sa pagpapakita sa inyo ng mga pwede ninyong pasyalan at mga aktibidades din dito sa Florida. Una nating puntahan ay ang Amelia Island River Cruise. Habang naglalakbay tayo papunta doon, daanan na rin natin ang Huguenot Island. Ito ay isang napakagandang beach resort at Fort George. Sana panoorin niyo ang mga video ko at mag-subscribe na rin sa YouTube channel ko. Salamat po at let's go! Follow me! Mga kapid, ito ang daungan ng ferry boat papunta sa kabila. Yan ang mga ferry structure ng ferry boat. Kung kutsi lang ang isasakay mo, $7 lang. Pero sa weekday yun. Sa weekend is $8. Hindi natin naubutan yung 7 o'clock, late na akong dumating. Pero in 30 minutes narito na naman. Okay. Nag-iisa akong nakaparada pa lang. Kasi kaalis lang eh. Yan ang sasakyan ko, isasakay ko. $7 ang pasahin yan. Mga kapid, malapit na tayo sa river cruise ng Amelia. Mga 1 mile na lang. Maaga pa tayo kaya pwede pa kaming mag-ikot-ikot. Well, magaganda rin ang mga building nila rito. Mga lumang style. Parang St. Augustine din.
Onto South Front Street, then turn right into the parking lot.
Nandito na po tayo sa Amelia Island Ferry Cruise. Alas 10 pa kami sasakay, medyo matagal-tagal pa ng konti. Yan po ang sasakyan namin, mga kapid. Ayan, papuntang Laot. Yan ang restaurant. Kakain kami dyan pagdating namin, pagbalik namin. At baka sasakay pa kami ng yung shrimping trip. Baka sasakay pa kami mamaya.
back up. If you look out ahead of us to the right,
Barista tayo.
in a moment above the walkway there in the distance, you see some big ugly buildings out there with steam coming out of the stacks. So one of my coworkers tells his granddaughter's a cloud factory. And that's actually a mill called Rainier, which produces a high-performance cellulose product that goes into about 350 different end products. And what they do is break down the wood fibers of the
When ships left their home ports empty, they didn't sail right with it. They didn't have weight in them. They're cargo ships. They're designed to carry something. So they put stones in the ship to get it to sail right. Once they got here, they wouldn't need those stones anymore. They just pull the bow of the ship up on the shoreline there and dump the stones off of each side. Back out of here, use their cargo as ballast on the way home. Those stones later got used for cobblestone streets and all kinds of things. Those are the stones from the bellies of those ships. Hundreds of years old from all over the place. Nice little beach out here. This is inside of Fort Clinch State Park. If you want to go swimming here when it's warmer out, this is a nice little beach to go swimming at. If you don't mind paying an entry fee to get inside the park, you're probably not going to run into too many people out here. Even on 4th of July weekend, we get maybe 20 people out here. And most of those are going to be campers staying in the campground. So find a pretty isolated little piece of beach here. And most people forget it's even here. Now, if you want to come visit the park, it's going to cost you $6 for your car to get in. I don't know how to explain this to you. Basically, it's 2 to 8 people in your car. You pay $6 for the car, not per person, for the car. If you're by yourself, you spend $4 to get your car in. I don't get it. I don't know. Have your buddies hop out of the car and go around and meet you on the other side. I don't know what to tell you there. Well, if you look over here to the right-hand side, you see a railing up there. There is a parking area there, and you can park right there. It's inside the campground, Riverside Campgrounds, actually. There is a parking area there. And you could come down here and you could enjoy the beach out here. Get away from all that craziness over there at Main Beach, especially on holiday weekends or hot summer weekends. It's pretty cool. If you look around us, you see all this water out here. This is Cumberland Sound. Three bodies of water come together, forms Cumberland Sound. Pretty sizable little chunk of water right here. This water goes out into the Atlantic Ocean up here ahead of us. We get 2 high tides and 2 low tides every 24 hours. So our tide changes direction about every 6 hours or so. Our tides average anywhere from about 7 to maybe 9 feet in 6 hours. So all day long, every day, this water is ripping through here, going in and out. Over a foot an hour. That's over an inch every 5 minutes of tide rushing in and out of here. It causes a lot of beach erosion. So the Army Corps of Engineers came in here back in the late 1990s, spent a whole bunch of your tax dollars trying to find a way to help us. Here on the point is where they came up with 2 50 jetties and 6 rock piles out in front of the fort. It's called a T-jetty system. The Army Corps put these rocks in place, came back a few years later to see how it was working out. We come to find out they increased our beach erosion to 72 Park. Park Service out of St. Mary's, Georgia. We bring those on a tour boat. They drop it off on the west side of the island, which is up here ahead of us. We're going to go past those rocks in a while. I'll point out the light. It's going to be a self-guided walking tour. Coming on 3 times the size of those movies with no road run. What could possibly go on with that? 445, the last boat we can buy it. If you're not on the last boat at 445, at 446, you're on the campus. These guys don't wait to look at the plane, don't come yet, so we're going to make that last boat and we're stuck. People think about those, that's the big line, it's not going to see the whole big line walking around. They go to the beach for a day, see over the beach, and things along the way, that's all that away. It takes about half an hour to walk over to the beach where you let down the boat. The beach is 18 miles long, so I know it's going to be like one, and nothing out of the miles. How to do it in a still walk along the beach and look around it. Fort build it. The original house. Two wagon old house for the most part. Every night you come to a highway to build road for us. The horse over there. Halfway through a white market, and then there's the one. That's a horse over there, right? Behind the white pop back out again. There's actually a few of them out there. And then there's another couple Mexican ones over by the trees to the right there. Are they wild? Yes and no. I know it's a stupid answer, but I'll explain it. There's no such thing as wild horses in the United States. Never had horses here that were wild because we never had horses till the Europeans brought them. So technically any horse over here in North or South America that is not in captivity is a feral horse, not a wild horse. Feral horses sounds kind of stupid in a song. Feral horses couldn't drag me away. Who's going to sing that? Kind of dumb. So we call them wild horses because it sounds cool. And outside of that, they are wild every other sense. No one takes care of them. They're left on their own. So yes, they are wild, but they're not pure wild horses. You know what I mean? Got one right out there. You can see them sideways pretty good. Hopefully we'll see some closer in our travels. Just wanted you all to get an idea what a horse looks like if you hadn't seen one before. You can Google it too, I guess. The grass they're eating out there is called Spartina grass. Not very good for them. Has a lot of salt in it. It's a saltwater marsh grass. Very, very salty diet. So it cuts their lifespan down. Super salty diet gives them high blood pressure, stroke, kidney failure, heart failure, all kinds of really weird stuff. Just like us, if we eat too much salt, they will shorten your lifespan a little bit. But these horses only live about maybe 15 years or so. Horses in captivity can live over 30 years. Wild lifestyle also contributes to that. Any wild animal doesn't live as long as the domestic one does, just too stressful environment trying to survive out there. So about half their normal lifespan. That's not really a bad problem for us. I know it sounds kind of weird, but our horses don't overpopulate the island. They don't live long enough. Up in Assateague and Chickateague up by Maryland and Virginia, they had horses right around the same time we did back in the 1550s. And they've had horses ever since. People felt sorry for the horses up there years ago. Thought that Mother Nature was giving their horses a raw deal and they were going to fix it, so they're going to help the horses out. We started feeding them better. So now the horses now live 25 or 30 years. The problem with that is there's way too many horses up there now because they live too long and they're eating themselves out of house.
Where's the horn?
Right there, that's it right there.
And you're right, it's my birthday. Sunday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, looks like we've actually got one of the park rangers on the beach out here.
Can't go down to Home Depot and special order 24 inch thick oak beams. They don't make them anymore, guys. Unfortunately, never see what it was before. Plus, they couldn't afford to do it anyway. Park Service originally had intentions of trying to restore it when we first got the property. But once they started looking around and realized how much was here, just not in the budget to be able to do that. Patch of land we're passing here, guys. This is called Raccoon Key. This is actually a man-made island. It's a spoil island. Spoils were the sand and dirt rings that pumped out of the channel off our left side when they're cutting the coastal waterways through here. They took the dredges and pumped all the sand and everything over here and laid it out, spread it out. Mother Nature took it back over again, made an island out of it. So there's a little island here called Raccoon Key. Once we get up here just a little bit further, you're going to see the north end of Raccoon Key, and that's where the tidal creek comes back out again. The creek just drops down the island, comes back out behind us. We're up here, it's going to open up here. You'll be able to see that boathouse that we saw in the distance. You'll see the retaining wall. And you may even see that little chimney on the right side closer to the boathouse as well. Get up here where the trees are at out here. There you go, there's the chimney there, and you can see the back of the property there. Boathouse will come to view in a second. We'll be directly off the right side out here. Lucy Carnegie was a pretty good sailor. She had 11 yachts out here. Our biggest boat was 264 feet long, called Dungeness. The reason her boat was 264 feet long is because Vanderbilt had a 263-foot yacht. Again, she wasn't mad.